I can't believe I'm still alive and standing here. When I was a child, growing up under dictator Saddam Hussein's dictatorship, under his dictatorship, we weren't allowed to ask questions. One of my teachers told me, Omar, you ask too many questions. When you grow up, when you become an adult, you may ask questions. I couldn't wait to be 18 years old to ask questions. But 1 year before I became 18 years old, US troops invaded my country. In the aftermath, many jihadist groups and extremists emerged, and they started killing people for various reasons, but mainly for asking questions, and this time for listening to music. Under the occupation of the US invasion, I decided to study history at the University of Mosul. And in 2013, I became a teacher at the same university. I thought I had the chance to undo my teacher's words. I told my students, you are free to ask questions. On June 6, 2014, ISIS, or the so-called Islamic State, arrived in my city. The first thing they did, they weaponized the history. They wanted to advance their own narrative to change the whole history of Mosul. At that time, ISIS and its atrocities went to another level. They displaced Christians. They killed Yazidis and enslaved them. They killed Sunni. They killed Shia. And they forced women into captivity. But they also banned the music. Mosul is a city known of its multicultural and coexistence. Mosul is a city with a big heart, a mother to all of its children. But ISIS and what they brought to my city, they brought the destruction. They started to destroy the history of all of Mosul's communities. They started with the Christian movement, and then they ended up with destroying all the Islamic historical sites. At that time, someone whose name is Omar, who studied history, who decided to preserve his life by preserving the history. I could not remain silent. I wanted to do something. Why did I study history? Just to see my city's history hijacked before my eyes? No. And this is how Mosul Eye was born. The investigative journalism blog known to the world as Mosul Eye. From that time, to be a real historian, I had to obtain information directly from sources, to see and witness events firsthand. So I had to use different characters. I was a baker, a grocer, a doctor. I promise I never prescribed anything for any patient. A clergyman, a drifter roaming the streets just to get the information to know what's happening in my city. Who are they, what they are doing in my city. But Mosul Eye's mission was evolved when the battle began, when the air strikes of the international coalition led to destruction and huge numbers of casualties within the civilians. Mosul Eye became more facilitator on the ground. I started geolocating the trapped family and connecting them with their families outside the city, trying to know their locations, to forward the information to the security on the ground. I remember I found out a pregnant woman. She was trapped with her family. She was crying. I waited on the phone for her to calm down in order to help me to geolocate her place. After I geolocated their house, I directly sent the information to the security forces. And in hours, she was rescued with her family. She kept asking me, she kept asking me, what's your name? And she was insisting, asking me, and I was apologizing. Please forgive me, I can't. I want to preserve my anonymity. Without knowing my name, she named her son, the one you are, this son. She named him Farouk, which is in Arabic a synonymous to my name, Omar. I managed to rescue more than 92 families, including my own, as well as a lion and a bear. Not bad for a historian. When ISIS was defeated, my fear gone. But also, the people had been following an anonymous person documenting the history. Then I had to reveal my identity. On 7th of December, 2017, I wrote, "It's time to reveal my identity. This is me, Omar Mohammed, the founder of Mosul Eye. Now you can know me and see who am I." To rebuild is much more difficult than to destroy. And what ISIS left was a huge destruction. ISIS and the dictators and all oppressors, they fear history, but not the history that is buried in books and lost in time. They fear the history that is written out of their authorities and exposed as it happens. After the liberation of Mosul, I decided to continue evolving Mosul Eye. And Mosul Eye was evolved again. That is to bring back music, as you may see here. This is just in front of the destroyed library. And then I decided with a musician to play music on one of the most ancient archaeological sites in Mosul, that is the Prophet Jonah. And we played the music there, while ISIS was still on the other side fighting the Iraqi forces. Then I launched an international campaign to revive the library that was also destroyed by ISIS. And we received in less than 6 months more than 60,000 books. On 5th of July, music will be played between Mosul and Vienna, between musicians from Vienna and musicians of Mosul. Mosul will play music again, and Mosul will rise up again. Mosul will be again a city of culture and coexistence. I invite you to join us either in Vienna or Mosul, so that you too can hear the sweet music of Mosul liberty. Thank you.